Alright, check it out. This is the Odes, O-D-E-S. Never heard of this brand before I saw this one. Dominator 800. 4x4 UTV, full size. So this was up on Facebook Marketplace for $4,000. And messaged the guy. I said what was up with it. He said that he was riding it, and all of a sudden it lost power, and basically doesn't know what happened. He said could be valves, could be crank, could be anything. So today we're gonna rip into it and see what we can find out. Could be something as easy as setting the valves correctly. So we'll see. But this one actually is pretty nice for an aftermarket model. It is basically a Can-Am. They use the same parts. The whole engine is basically a Can-Am. You can actually swap Can-Am parts on the engine, and they market it as not Can-Am, but like really it is. So I figured it was pretty good. I looked at all the reviews on Google, and everyone said these are pretty nice machines for the price. I believe they're $12,000 brand new, and I think they sell for around $7,000–8,000 in running condition. So not a terrible deal. These actually come from the factory with the winch, with the doors, with all the LED lights, with the radio, with the horn, with blinkers, so it's all street legal right from the factory. Has the automatic dump bed. So there's a little pump down there you can see for the bed. It's pretty slow. I'll show you guys in a little bit here. But it does dump. The guy said he had a couple 100 pounds in there and dumped no problem. So you can see it's a little rickety, but not in horrible shape. Could be worse. Tires are pretty beefy yet in the back. Does have a place for a hitch back there. Hydraulic brakes. Take a look on the inside. It's got the nice doors like the Jeep. They just slide off the hinges like that, so you can take them off if you want. Wood to the gas pedal, not sure why. We've got the LED lights right here. We've got the radio right here. We've got 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive button right here. Then you push that, and this flips back for the differential lock. We've got the headlights, blinkers, horn, and then up and down for the bed. And then the winch control is right there. It plugs into one of these. And then this thing only has 100 hours on it, and like I think a little over 1,000 miles. So I'm not sure why it's having issues with that low of miles. Looks like he's got a supply of zip ties in here. That's always a good sign. Extra spark plugs. I think there's a toolkit in here as well. And these seats are pretty comfortable. They are adjustable. Right here. That's pretty nice. Emergency brake. You've got low, high, neutral, reverse, and park. And then you've got some handles up there, some mirrors. The hood actually flips up for easy access to the wiring, which is actually a handy feature. And you can see all the brake fluid and stuff like that. Let's see what the winch size is here. Doesn't say. But he said the winch did work. Front tires are a little low on tread. Must have been riding in 4-wheel drive on the road. But yeah, overall, it's not horrible for $3,000. But today we're gonna try to dig into it and see if we can solve the no running issue. Alright, she's in the garage. Alright, let's start tearing this thing down and take a look. Alright, this thing comes off the latches. There. So you can see that folds down. Access to the battery right here. All the fuses in here. At least everything's labeled. Black and red. Get the big fan for the cooling system. The horn. Headlights, easy to replace. It's pretty nice that that whole thing opens up like that. Alright, let's first see if this thing turns on. Let's get a battery hooked up, see what happens. Alright, we're getting the last negative wire onto here. See if this thing turns on. There we go. So it turns on. There's 1,856 miles on the odometer. Engine light, oil lights on. Got the gas gauge here and then the 4x4 gauge. I'm guessing that's diff lock as well. See if the horn works. Turn signals. Let's see if those are working. Let's see if the lights work. Oh yeah, lights are working. And then you've got the lights up here. Let's see if those work. Yep, those are working. Those are nice and bright. Cool. Everything looks like it's working. Let's see the dump bed. Let's see if that works. So right there, that's how far that tilts. All right, then we'll go back. It's pretty slow. So everything's working. Rear lights are working as well. So that's all good. Let's try to turn it over. See what that sounds like. Idled there for a second. Sounds a little clunky to me. Alright, we could probably hear it better if the seats are out, and we'll get this whole canister off. He had it all off to check the cylinders and pistons out, and he said those look good. Nice storage underneath the seats too. That's pretty cool. Alright, we got all the doors off, the middle console off of here. So you can see, here's the engine. Twin cylinder. It's a V-twin. Doesn't look too complicated, looks pretty simple. Pretty easy engine to work on, it looks like. Doesn't look too bad. So we're just gonna try to start it up, and we're gonna put the camera right here, and we're just gonna try to hear what that sound is. Doesn't sound the greatest, I can tell you that right now. See it smoking too, quite a bit. Not sound too good. Ooh. Ooh. That sounds bad. That sounds really bad. No wonder the guy didn't want to start it up for me. That sounds horrible. I wouldn't say it idles either. It sounds like the whole engine's going to come apart. It sounds absolutely horrible. Yeah, it's not good. That is really not good. So what we're going to do is pull the plugs and just see what compression's at. You could hear it kind of squeaking, sounding rattly. Plugs don't look horrible. There is gas on the plug. We'll see if it has spark on both cylinders too, right away. Here's the other spark plug over here. Kind of regretting spending $3,000 on this. Alright, let's see if it has spark here. Alright. It's got good spark. Hopefully you guys can see this. Try to spin the key and hold this here. So we've got good spark. You can hear it kind of clunk in the engine. Sounds like it's down low to me. Let's just kind of listen. Something's down low. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. Huh. Alright, we're going to do a quick compression test just to see if the cylinders are fine, see if the pistons are fine, and we'll go from there. Alright, we'll see what we get for a reading here. Do throttle open. Almost 150. That was without the throttle push down. So we've got plenty of compression in that cylinder. Let's check the next cylinder here. So we're at 170 pounds of compression on this cylinder, so that's plenty. That was with throttle open. So compression is not the problem. So if it is the crank that went, why did it go? Is there oil and coolant in here? Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of coolant in there. It says it's low right here as well. Let's just pour some in and see how much we can pour. That'll tell us how much was in there. Filling up quite a bit. Yeah, there definitely was not enough coolant in there. Oh man. Still going. Okay. Still going. Alright, so there's quite a bit of coolant in there. But it was definitely it was low. It's definitely low. Let's check the oil on this thing. Alright, so we're on the right side of the machine here. Oil dipstick is right down in here. Let's just see how that oil's looking. Looks like brand new oil. Literally brand new. So either he changed it before or after. Alright, we've got compression, we've got spark, and it actually fires up for a brief second and then sounds clunky. So I have a feeling it's the crank. We're going to check out the valves here, take off the valve cover and just take a peek, see what's going on underneath here. Looks like these are already off too. Yeah. Those are all loose on there. pretty tough. Thought maybe cam chain was loose, but doesn't appear to be. Take a look. Yeah, cam chain's nice and tight. See if all the valves are tight. Yep, all the valves are tight. And it's got good compression, so that means the valves aren't too tight. And they're not too loose either. Maybe the other one is. Maybe we'll get lucky and the cam chain's falling off or something weird. Doesn't look like we could get that lucky. All the valves are tight here. Cam chain's nice and tight. So those look pretty good as well. Not seeing any metal chunks up at the top or anything. Everything looks pretty clean. Cams don't look worn. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. Huh. I think what we're going to do next is drain the oil and just see if it's flaky. If it's not flaky at all, then most likely it's not the odd bearings that failed. Unless the guy changed the oil after the fact. But I don't think he would do that. That would be pretty dishonest. Guard for underneath here was off when I got the machine, so you can see the skid plate right here that goes underneath the engine was off. So you'd think if he did the oil change right when you bought it, he'd put that back on. But maybe he just kept it off. Give him the benefit of the doubt here. But the oil drain bolt for the engine looks like it's right there. I believe that one's for the transmission, that one's for the engine. Let's get that out, see what this oil looks like. I have a feeling it's going to be brand new. Alright, let's see here. One-handed, let's see if I can do it. Oh, there we go. It's pretty loose on there, so maybe just drained it. That looks brand new. I don't see a single metal shaving coming out of there. Oh, that sucks. And maybe it's not the rod bearing. The oil looks super clear. Usually you'd see a bunch of metal flakes, chunks, something, but not clean oil. We'll see when it gets to the bottom here. See if anything pops out of there. It's pretty clean. Maybe it's not the rod bearing. Look how clean that is coming out. Nothing on the bolt either. Not a single metal flake on there. Alright, I'm seeing absolutely zero metallic-y flakes, nothing in the oil at all. I really don't get it. Even if he changed the oil after the fact, you'd still see some metallic flakes, you would think. Unless he did a really good job of flushing it out, but I mean, there's 0 metallic flakes in there. I just don't get it. Nothing. I don't know how that's possible. Alright, we're going to take off the clutch cover here and just see what the clutch looks like. And then we'll try to start it up again and just see if we can hear any knocking noise from the clutch area. Because maybe that belt is sticking or something and rubbing on the clutches, or I don't know. We'll just see if we can hear anything from the clutch cover. Alright, to get the clutch cover off, there's bolts all the way around holding it on. Right here, right here, right here, underneath. And this bar went down to the floor. You take out the panels right here, a panel right here, and that bolt to the frame that was going up to here. So now we've got access to it. Now this whole thing can come out. Got the clutch cover out. You can see it's actually wearing through right there. So maybe that was the problem. Worn out clutch maybe? It was wearing through. It's a good sign. Let's just see if we can hear anything when we turn it over. So far I don't hear anything. Let's put the spark plugs back in. I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint where the noise is coming from. This clutch does seem a little wobbly on there. There's no up and down play. I think we might just try to start it up once and just listen to what that sounds like. See if we can start it one more time here. So I didn't hear as much knocking with that clutch cover off. I wonder if that clutch cover was rubbing on the clutch, making it knock. Huh. We'll have to run it for a little bit here and just figure it out. Alright, to get the primary clutch out, it takes a certain puller. So I got the bolt out. That bolt was on there really tight. We got the belt off and we got the secondary clutch off. I guess these pieces right here break off a lot, but those look pretty good. There was a bunch of melted plastic behind it though, I saw. But you can see all the plastic on here that melted. So a bunch of plastic on there. Clutch looks to be in good condition. Just the spring has a bunch of that melted plastic on it. I'm guessing it's from the cover here. It's still making a little screeching sound when you try to start it, so I'm not really sure what that's coming from. It sounds like right in this area, so it's hard to tell if it's a clutch or the actual rod bearing. I just cannot believe it's the rod bearing on this thing. The guy had oil in it, he had coolant in it. How could it be the rod bearing? It's only got 1,800 miles on it, 100 hours. I just don't get it, but you know, maybe it is. So we're gonna try starting it up one more time just to see what it sounds like here. Making a pretty bad screeching sound. So hopefully you guys could hear that. It's screeching pretty good. I don't know what that would be from though. It's gotta be the engine, right? Because nothing really on the clutch moves. So I think we're gonna tear the top end down and just take a look at those connecting rods, see if they're toast or not. Because I can't think of what else it could be. It's not the clutch. We've got the clutch belt off, so it really couldn't be the clutch. And it's weird that you start it up, you rev it out, and then all of a sudden it stops. I'm thinking the rod bearings can move sometimes, and as it spins, it gets faster, it gets warmed up, and it seizes back up in the bottom end and shuts off the engine. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's just really weird there's no metal shavings in the oil. That's kind of what's throwing me off here. But we'll start taking it apart. We'll see what's going on. Gotta drain the coolant here first. Alright, the closest spot I can find to where it's not gonna pour everywhere, which it probably still will. It's the left-hand side hose clamp. Hose. Alright, get this unclamped here. It's probably gonna shoot everywhere. Alright, here we go. Pour everywhere. Here we go. Catching most of it, I guess. Spilling a lot of it too. Get the clamp off of here. Sounds like there might be. Don't know how there's still coolant in there. There is. if this whole thing can come out. Yep. Cut some zip ties over here. This whole thing. Let's see. I think I can go back over here with it. Just kind of dangle it. There's one right here. Alright. Everything else can stay on, I think. Except for the cam chain tensioner. Interesting, this is just plastic. Jeez. Why would they make that out of plastic? It's ridiculous. Let's see if we can get that guy off. Alright. This can pop off of here. You can see it goes on that way. Alright, we got the pipe to drop down there. Now it's just the head that has to come off. So those 4 bolts, I'm guessing those are on there pretty tight. Alright, breaker bars out. There we go. Crisscross pattern for these. It's gonna be a little tricky. Alright. See if they're different size. Nope. All the same. Yep, that makes it easy. There we go. I saw the head move now. I think that'll just come right out. Oh, jeez. Lots of coolant in there. Something dropped into there. Your cam chain out. That is a big piston right there. Arrow's pointing not towards the exhaust side. That's weird, isn't it? It's pointing towards this exhaust. Arrow's not pointing towards the exhaust on this one. Doesn't look like. That is odd, isn't it? Maybe that's how it's supposed to be on the V-twin like this. I don't know, we'll have to look into that, but that's a potential problem. Is it just this cylinder that comes right out too? Is there anything in there? A couple pins. No. That was easy enough. Cylinder should not be this hard to take off. Looking clean. No scratches on the cylinders yet. couple pins were in there somewhere. Pistons look good. All the rings are free on the pistons. That's good. Got oil rings free. Everything's free on the piston. Alright, well, we'll get that piston off and see what that rod looks like. Alright, we got the piston off. You can see there is a very little up and down play. There shouldn't be any. I mean, it's just such a small amount. It's like 0.5 millimeter of play up and down. Very small amount side to side. Very small amount side to side. I can barely feel the up and down play. But it is there slightly. There's really no oil down here either. I don't think that would have caused it to squeak like that. I wonder if the other one's really bad. I don't really feel any up and down. It might just be I'm feeling the side to side when I'm pulling on it. Alright, there's no visible damage to anything. We're going to stick our magnet down here into the little pool of oil. Just see what comes out. Really twirl that around in there. Oh. Ooh, what did we find here? A little chunk of something. A bunch of metallic flakes. What is this? Big chunk of metal here. I don't know what it is. It looks like an outer race for a bearing or something. And you can see all the metallic flakes there. That's all metal. All stuck to the magnet. Let's see what else we find here. Huh. Wonder what the heck happened. Oh, geez. More of that. So one of that showed up in the oil. Look at all those metal flakes here. Tons of metallic flakes. Big metal chunks. So something went wrong. Let's take a look at the other one, see if we can see if that one failed. This one actually has an engine mount on it. I might want to take off before. Oops. That one's loose. That one's loose. Bolts. Alright, this head should pop right off of here. Spilling coolant everywhere. This is a messy job. Cam chain coming out. Alright, pin is out. That looks good. I think I just dropped a pin. Head gasket coming out. Now if we look at this piston, this one actually points towards the exhaust, the arrow. So I'm pretty sure the other piston was installed incorrectly, because that was pointing towards the intake. But yeah, this one's pointing towards the correct spot. All the piston rings are free. Looks good. Yeah, I wonder if this thing had a rebuild recently. Very interesting. Alright, so this was the culprit. Look at that play up and down. Now that is some play. This one's all crunchy too, look. Yeah, that was the culprit. So it's the rod bearing right here. See how the rod just stays there? It's pretty stiff. See, it just stays there. So that must have been getting pinched. We were rotating it. There's a bunch of play in there. I think the other one's going too. Bunch of metal chunks in there. That's crazy. So it was the rod bearing. Thing's toast. So it looks like we have to take out the whole engine, do a rebuild on it. That sucks. Alright, let's stick our magnet down there and see if we can get any chunks here. Not a whole lot, I think we got them all from before. Couple little baby chunks. Yeah. That's not good. So we did not get lucky on this one. It ended up being the worst case scenario. I'm guessing the crank bearings are bad as well. So we're gonna have to order up a whole bottom end rebuild, and we'll probably get a top end rebuild even though the cylinders and everything are fine, luckily. But yeah, we'll order up everything here. Looks like these are Nickel plated cylinders. So we'll get some new pistons, new rings, new valve seals, new rods, new crank, new battery. So it's going to add up pretty fast. I kind of regret buying this one. But you live, you learn, and at least we can learn about tearing this thing down and what to look for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Next video we'll get the engine out and rebuild this thing. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next one, and until next time, we are out.